Mining whatever coin of your choice, but getting your mining rewards paid out to you in Bitcoin has gotten more and more popular as time goes on. And we've also seen more options for this pop up from services like NiceHash, Unmineable, or 𝗤miners. But as it turns out, doing that might not always be the best option, although sometimes it actually is. So how can we know when to get our mining rewards paid out in Bitcoin and when should we avoid it? Well, today I'm bringing you another one of my pro mining strategies videos. And in this one, we're going to discuss the concept of something called Bitcoin dominance and how that can affect our long-term earnings from mining. By the way, a playlist of the rest of my pro mining strategies videos will be down in the video description if you want to check that out. All right, so without further ado, let's get into all of that after a quick word from our sponsor. Herominers.com is a long-time trusted mining pool with support for over 17 different CPU and GPU mineable coins, including 𝗏𝗂, Flux, Monero, Ironfish, 𝗏, and Alephium, just to mention a few. And since the Ethereum merge, they've done everything they can to help you guys stay profitable, like doing multiple periods of 0% pool fees, regular giveaways and bonus events, greatly reduced parallel asset fees on Flux, 10 times faster 𝗥𝗚 payouts than other pools, and just in general having really low and competitive pool fees for all of their supported coins. On top of this, they also have servers in 13 different locations around the globe to make sure you have a strong connection no matter where in the world you're mining from. Of course, they also have everything else you'd expect from such a high quality pool, like nice stats and charts, ready-made BAT files to help you connect your mining software to the pool, the option to choose between pool mining and solo mining, support for mining rig rentals and NiceHash. The list goes on and on. So check them out at herominers.com or by clicking the link down in the video description. Now, just quickly before we get into it, know that nothing in this video is financial advice, alright? I'm just some random dude on the internet who likes doing math and looking at graphs. And in the end, everything in this video is kind of just going to be my own opinion based on my research and calculations. You should always take what I say and then weigh that against your own research, experience, and predictions, and use all of that together to form your own opinion and mining strategy based on your own best judgment, alright? Cool. So let's first super quickly just talk about the two main strategies in mining. You can either sell your crypto just after you receive a payout from the pool, or you can hold your coins in hopes that they might increase in value long term. And if your strategy is to just sell your coins immediately after you mine it, getting a payout in Bitcoin is actually most likely the better choice here. That's because it will probably be easier to send that Bitcoin to the exchange of your choice and sell it for dollars or euro or whatever fiat currency you want. But getting a payout in whatever altcoin you were actually mining, there might not even be any exchanges where you can, sell that specific coin directly into a fiat currency. So now you might have to, make a trade somewhere for it into Bitcoin on a different exchange and then move that Bitcoin to the exchange where you sell that Bitcoin anyway. So just a lot of extra work. So if you're just mining as a form of passive income, cashing out your mining rewards as soon as you get them, then Bitcoin payouts are probably gonna be the better call. And by the way, I want to give a quick shout out to the hobbyist miner here who has a really good video going over loads of different ways of how you can get your mining payouts in Bitcoin. So I'll link that video down in the description. But what if we instead want to be holding all of our mined crypto long term? Well, that's when this starts getting a lot more interesting. Because here we want our crypto holdings to retain as much value as possible when the market dips and grow as much as possible when the market moves upwards. And I will just say right here that going forward in this video, everything I say will be based just completely on what has happened in the past market-wise. I'm just going to look at past performance and assume that we will see history repeat itself. So the general market pattern we see in crypto is that we follow a roughly 4-year cycle that keeps repeating itself, where every time Bitcoin has a block reward halving, that is then followed by a massive bull market about a year later. That bull market lasts a while, prices then go down and stay down until the next halving, which is when this whole cycle repeats again. And the trend here is that every bull market we see is bigger than the previous one 4 years earlier. Coin prices go higher and the bull market also tends to last longer each time. But what is also interesting is that after every bull market is over and we go into a bear market, coin prices usually tend to land at a higher point than they were before the bull market started. For example, if we look at just Bitcoin prices now recently, in the bull market of 2017, it hit a price of about $17,000. It then dipped down to about $3,000 in the bear market around 2019. It then hit a new all-time high of $67,000 in the bull market of 2021. And now during the bear market of 2023, it went as low as $16,000. So in other words, every bull market, prices reach higher than the previous bull market. But also in every bear market, prices never go back down as low as they were in the previous bear market. So what's this all got to do with getting your mining payouts in Bitcoin or not? Well, before we get into that, I just want to say real quick here that if there is a specific coin that you personally really believe in, then you should just hold that coin and stick with your beliefs and, disregard whatever I'm saying. Because this video is looking more at just general market behavior and how we can use that to our advantage. So, what's the deal with the 4-year market cycles, and what does that have to do with getting your mining payouts in Bitcoin or not? Well, it all comes down to what we see if we look closer at what happens during those 4-year bear to bull market cycles. Especially if we look at how the price of Bitcoin relates to the crypto market as a whole. Or, in other words, how big a part of the whole crypto market is just Bitcoin on its own. And this is what's commonly referred to as a Bitcoin dominance, and it affects us as miners quite a lot, especially if your strategy is to hold your mined coins long term. Because if we look at this graph here, we can see that during the bull markets, Bitcoin dominance is really high, meaning Bitcoin is really strong in relation to all other coins. But then look what happens when we move into a bear market. All of a sudden, this dominance drops off dramatically. So basically, what this means is that during a bear market, in relative terms, all coins are stronger than Bitcoin. So this should be the key to what coins we should take out and hold, right? Well, actually, this chart can be a bit misleading, because if you're just looking at it at a glance, it might give you the impression that it's better to hold altcoins when prices go down, as their dominance increase going into a bear market, and then hold Bitcoin as we move into a bull market, as that's when Bitcoin becomes stronger relative to altcoins. But actually, the opposite is true. So let me explain why that is. And to illustrate this point, all we have to do is compare the price charts of Flux and Bitcoin during the past market cycle. So let's start by looking at what both coins did going into the bull market. So for Flux, we can see that in 2020, coin price was around maybe 2 to 3 cents. And then looking at the all-time high price during the bull market of 2021, the coin price shot up to around $3. So that's at least around 100 times increase in price. Now let's look at the same period for Bitcoin. During 2020, Bitcoin seemed to be hanging out around $9,000 most of the year. And then in the bull market of 2021, it hit its new all-time high of $67,000. So that would be an increase of about 7.5 times. And so obviously, Flux grew way more than Bitcoin going into the bull market. And this is where we need to remember that our mining payouts are a fixed amount each day, and it's not relative to the coin's price. So let's say for an example, your mining rewards were $10 per day. So the question really is, during 2020, would you rather get those $10 paid out to you in Flux, or would you rather get those $10 worth paid out in Bitcoin every day? Well, seeing what we just saw on the graph here, we'd obviously want $10 worth of Flux each day, as that money is going to increase 100 times in value and be worth $1,000. While if we took it out in Bitcoin, it's only going to increase by 7.5 times and only be worth around 75 bucks. So in other words, historically, it's been a better idea getting your mining payouts during the bear market in the altcoins that you're actually mining, because as portrayed by our example here, altcoin tends to grow a lot more during the bull market than Bitcoin does. A few other examples from that same period are Ethereum that grew about 22 times in price, Ravencoin that grew about 15 times, or Ethereum Classic that grew about 20 times. But what about during the bull market and going into the bear market? Well, not surprisingly, the opposite is true here. So let's have a look. So Bitcoin went from $67,000 in 2021 to a low point of about $16,500 in 2022. That's a drop off of about 75%, by the way. Now, if we again look at Flux for this same period, we went from an all-time high in 2021 of $3 down to a low point of about 45 cents in 2022. And that would of course be a drop off of roughly 85%. So not a massive difference to Bitcoin's 75%, but enough to still be relevant. Because let's say you got $10 per day in mining rewards during the bull market. If you held that as Bitcoin, it would at least still be worth $2.50 in 2022. But if you held it as Flux, it would only be worth $1.50, which is, you know, like almost half what it would have been worth if you held it as Bitcoin. Again, to look at some other altcoins during this same period, Ethereum dropped by about 80%, Ravencoin dropped over 90%, and Ethereum Classic dropped around 87%. Yeah, as you can see, they all dropped further than Bitcoin did. So the lesson here is that on average, Bitcoin's price doesn't drop as much as altcoin prices do. So getting your mining payouts in BTC during the bull market looks to be advantageous. Now, the obvious answer here is of course to just cash it all out before the bear market starts, or at least hold it in some sort of stable coins, but come on, that's so a cop-out, and we're obviously not gonna learn anything by saying that. So instead, let me just break down all of this that we've just learned and talk about what that means for our actual mining strategy after a quick word from our sponsor. Coin Mining Central is an online store for ASIC miners, and there's no doubt that right now ASIC mining is by far looking like the most profitable type of mining, and the miners that I'm personally most interested in right now would probably be the Bitmain L7 and E9 Pro, as well as the Jasminer X16Q. And what's cool about Coin Mining Central is that they always offer free worldwide express shipping, and I've always felt fully comfortable recommending them to you guys, and here's why. As opposed to most other ASIC vendors that are based overseas, Coin Mining Central is based and run out of England, Europe, where they have to adhere to the very strict regulations for customer support and personal detail protection that we have over here. And of course, all brand new miners come with a full manufacturer warranty as well. And because of this, Coin Mining Central has been a highly trusted ASIC miner store for miners like you and me for over 5 years at this point. They also care about this community, being very active and reachable on social media, and they've also provided loads of exclusive discount codes for you guys that you can use together with the link in the video description to save big on any miner that you want to get. And speaking of prices, I don't know if you've noticed, but ASIC prices have been dropping dramatically these past few months, so right now could be a very good time to stock up on some cheap hardware before the crypto market recovers, especially considering you get the already competitive pricing that Coin Mining Central has, plus the free worldwide shipping, plus the exclusive discount codes that I mentioned. So go check that out today. I'll have all of those discount codes and the exclusive link for you down in the video description. So what have we actually learned today? Well, historically, it looks like it has been much better to get your mining payouts in altcoins during the bear market and in Bitcoin during the bull market, because altcoins tend to increase more during the bull market, but Bitcoin tends to drop less during the bear market. And actually, if we again took a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart here, things start to look a bit more simple now, to be fair. Basically, just get your mining payouts in Bitcoin when Bitcoin dominance is high, and get your payouts in altcoins when Bitcoin dominance is low. Of course, there are obviously going to be outliers that do not follow this pattern I've laid out here. Specifically, there's gonna be crappy coins that might barely grow at all during the bull market, for example, but that's where you're just going to have to make sure you're actually mining coins that you believe in.